It's got to be feeling pretty good because the world tour, it's on sale now. How are you feeling about all that?
It's good. It's good. I honestly was a little scared at the beginning because we have very few music out, but I see a lot of people are trusting me, so it feels good.
Yeah. What do you do on days like today where that is coming out? Are you like checking the numbers? Are you just seeing the reaction
No,
online or
no.
you just stay away?
I learned through the years with that little of experience that I have that it's way better to not think about it and act like nothing is happening. Actually, I'm really taking a day off.
Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Of course.
Also relaxing. I do love to see that you are venturing out and going solo. Am obsessed with the music that you've come out with so far, so I can see why the tickets are selling as quickly as they are. Did you always envision yourself being solo when you were in school, when you were singing growing up? Did you envision yourself more solo than in a group, or did you have any thoughts towards that?
When I was a kid, I wasn't making many questions. I was just picturing myself being a musician. And so then if it was solo in a band, as a backing vocalist was not very important for me. The very important thing was to pursue my dream of being a musician. But then of course we created a band and it was beautiful and we had such a beautiful 10 years and but at the same time there was always a part of me that um of course everything that came from the group it's through like it's the result of a compromise, so there was always a part of me that wanted to put out things without any compromise and only coming from my head.
Yeah, and I can imagine too, many groups that I've talked to have said that it really is like a relationship, right? And
Yeah.
like there's a lot of compromise. You're always having to just decide on things collectively as a group. So do you find that it's a lot more creativity comes from being solo?
I wouldn't say that it's more or less creative. I would say that it's a completely different approach.
Mm.
I still work in groups. I still work when I write music. I work with musicians and songwriters in the room because that's just how I learned how to do it. I feel that like when I'm writing alone, I get very like self-conscious, and when I'm with other people, it's more about playing the game of music, which is extremely fun for me. And also having other people helps you to have different point of view of your idea and things that you maybe didn't have considered until that point. But of course, again, being in a band, you have to tell everybody's story in a certain way. They don't have words; they have instruments to make themselves part of what's happening, and you have to be respectful of that. So it really has to be a synergy where every member of the band, in our case four, feels extremely represented by everything, while in this case I have people helping me to create something that represents me, so it's a different process.
Were there a lot of concepts that you had for this upcoming album that you had in mind beforehand, or did a lot of it come when you were developing the album?
No, yeah, I don't like to plan
No.
with no with music. No, I think it's very, in my case, it's very instinctive. And also like when I started doing the record, I didn't have actually not even the idea of how I wanted it to sound. So it was all about discovering it, and I think that actually the main topic of the record is actually this discovering of myself that I did throughout the record itself.
Yeah, what did you learn about yourself through that? Because I'm sure that's just months of internal thought and storytelling.
Yeah, no, a lot of things have changed for me in my personal life. I think that it really applied to my personal life more than for the artist. I hate this word, but for that side, because on that part, for me, it's really a consequence of what's going on in my life. So doing this really helped me figure out my life. So I think my music now it's more mature and it's more pure in a certain way because it comes from a happier place, from a more aware place.
Yeah, what are you most looking forward to with the new music coming out? Is it having those fans learn more about you through the music? Is it getting to perform that music live, getting the feedback from fans?
No, there's of course the part of the tour that I can wait to do because I have so many ideas and ways that I want to interact with people also differently from the past that really I can wait to put in practice. But at the same time, I always say that like the funniest part for me, the most fun part, not the funniest, it's just like imagining things. So I know that there's a tour, and so imagining how I want the stage to work and how I want the musicians to be dressed and my outfits and the moments and the cameras, like all this stuff. For me, it's really I my brain works very, very fast on these things, and I really get a lot of images and a lot of ideas, and usually it's always been what really moved me and what really makes me emotional about this job.
Yeah, you can hear that too in Starlines. The first time that I heard it, I thought like, oh, I can't wait to see this live. Like this just seems like such a powerful song to hear in person or to like see performed on stage. So yeah, I'm excited for the tour.
Gonna be- Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be good. I've heard you say that you had 72 songs that you had
yeah.
written for this. How do you even begin to start narrowing that down?
A lot of them sucked.
Perfect. Cut those. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a good 20 that was, no, I wouldn't say sucked,
Mm.
but you know, nothing special. Others were like not really nailing the genre that I'm doing now because they were like too early or a moment where I was like, okay, I don't really know what I want to do, so let's do something crazy. And they stay in the bank. Like every time a song doesn't come out, I'm like, oh, it doesn't mean that I'm burning it forever. It's still in my, database and I can use it whenever. I can give it to other artists. Like I can do so many things with that. So at the end, I had to pick between like 35, 40, and that was painful. That was very painful. But I don't know, like listening to it over and over, there's the ones that I'm more, I would say there's a 20 that I'm really, really, really happy about, and somehow we're gonna make them fit.
Yeah. Do you put a lot of thought into the then when you're narrowing that down, like how they fit compared to one another or the order that the songs go in?
The order, yes, but it comes last. Like
Oh,
once I have the songs, the order is important. I don't think about the record as a record. I think more about as a playlist. So I don't even really care that like sound-wise they have to sound the same. Like if I'm singing it, so that's what makes it enough similar to each other to be in the same project, and I wrote that, so it's two big points. But no, it really has to feel like with this song I showed all the sides that I feel like showing right now, and then if there's this other song that it's a new thing, like this is not going to be my last record. It's not going to be the last time I do music. So I'm going to have endless chances to put it out.
yeah, that's a nice thought too, to like because you have done so much, but you still have your whole future ahead of you when it comes to music. Do you see yourself doing music for the rest of your life?
Hard question. I don't see myself touring for the rest of my life
Yeah.
because it's extremely demanding. I don't see myself doing like full promo, full everything for the rest of my life. I see myself working with music for the rest of my life for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to be like Mick Jagger on stage, like 80 years old.
I don't have the physique. I'm
No.
honest.
I don't know how anyone would. That is absolutely insane. Speaking of physical challenges, though, you dancing in the music video for Born with a Broken Heart is so incredible. What made you want to do that?
The song felt like that, and when I wouldn't say when I was like searching for, but when I was trying to understand what the visuals were gonna be for the record, I fell in love with like musical theater and in general all this like musical vibe um type of aesthetic. Um and so I just felt really like drawn to it, and I wanted to give it a try because it really felt, even if I never did it before, it felt very natural in my body. And so we did very intense dance lessons and then very intense editing to make it look good enough.
Nice. I love that. Are there any other new things that you would want to challenge yourself with, like learning how to dance for a video or doing any other artistic things that you haven't done before?
Learning how to dance, it's a big one. I would like to direct a video clip. Um, I designed clothes this year, so I'm taking a lot of uh checks out of the list.
Nice. That's sweet. I love that. I'm also obsessed with you and Dove. I think you guys are the world's hottest couple, which I'm sure that you hear all the time. Did you ever go back and watch any of Dove's like older shows, like Liv and Maddie or
Of
Descendants or
course,
anything? Did you? Yeah.
of course.
Like,
I'm a big Descendants fan.
nice. Had you seen any of it beforehand, or did you watch it later?
I know when I'm she was big on Disney when I was just like grow a little too old to keep watching Disney. So of course I heard of her and I saw her, but I was not like a huge fan. I was more on the like Zack and Cody generation.
Same. Yeah.
The fact that she can hear that and I can hear her laughing now, it's very funny. But yeah, yeah, no. I watch it with make fun of her.
That's why you watched it.
Also,
Yeah. But no, she does a great job. So if she,
I
you're
don't know.
doing great, Dove. Incredible. That's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time. Appreciate chatting with you. Congratulations on everything. I cannot wait for more new music to come out.
Thank you. Thank you very much.